Hello, my people. It's your Negro with APTitude and host of the BLACKboard, Mickee Lee. Now, this is part two of the first life lesson in the series 60 Life Lessons at 60. This is part two of the first life lesson, which is called I Don't Give a Damn. And I had to make a part two because I lost my train of thought, which also happens at 60. So, because I don't give a damn if y'all start laughing or if you leave negative comments or whatever. I'm just trying to make sure that I get this out. I am making a part two. Part of my personality in the past has been perfection at all costs, perfection at the cost of progress, and I'm determined to turn the corner on that. And so, even though this is not polished and pretty and all that, I'm getting it out. So anyway, I found my train of thought, and so before I forget it again, let me get started. All right, so in the last video, one of the points I was making is that when I was growing up, you often heard the phrase, the courage of your convictions. You heard it a lot, especially as I am the first generation of civil rights babies. I'm the beginning, I guess, of Generation X. And so you heard that a lot, having the courage of your convictions. And 60, when I say 60 means I don't give a damn, it means, for example, as I said, things that people can laugh about. You haven't bought a house and you're 60 years old. Yeah, I already have that playing in my head. I don't need it from other people, but I certainly understand why they would be shocked at that. Especially given the fact that I was given a good elementary education and high school education by my parents, and then I went on to university on my own dime with a little bit of help from the government. Certainly not as much as they were giving immigrants, but that's another story. I don't want to digress. But, so I definitely can, understand why people have that response. But saying that 60 means I don't give a damn means that, they're welcome to their response of, hearing that. But I am not going to stay stuck at not accomplishing that goal. And despite any negative tape that's in my head about I'm gonna go ahead and accomplish that goal. It also extends to things like what I believe, my spiritual beliefs, if you will. Very large percentage of ADOS people, which I am an ADOS woman. Okay, ADOS is referring to non-immigrant American blacks. Those of us who have lineage in the United States, we have countless generations in this land. We were here before the country was a country. In fact, we were here freely moving around over 100 years before chattel slavery began. Let that sink in, okay? But a large percentage of us no longer believe in Christianity, and while I understand it, and I understand the reasons for it, it's still a dangerous position to be in. So even though there are some blacks that are very loudly and very aggressively attacking those of us who still believe in Jesus Christ, I don't give a damn, okay? I will share my struggles as a believing Christian. The fact that this is not a Christian nation, for example, the fact that the vast majority of white people are not real Christians, the fact that if Jesus came back today, as they are constantly asking him to do on the internet, oh, Jesus, come quickly, they would find their behinds left behind. I'm trying to make sure that we as a people, ADOS as a people, does not find ourselves left behind. But back to the courage of your convictions. So that's an example of that. That means that despite what other people are saying about what you believe, you stand 10 toes down on that. Now, let me make a very important clarification. There are people online who stand 10 toes down in things, for example, the earth is flat. Now, somebody's probably going to come in my comments and try to convince me that the earth is flat. The earth is not flat. Somebody else is going to come and try to convince me that there's some big dome over the earth. No. Okay? And I'm not going to get into all of the reasons for that, for my beliefs, but I'll just get into a couple of them. All the planets that we can see are all round. And what we do know from the Bible is that God is a very symmetrical person. Things have a symmetry. And so why you would have one flat planet when you have a bunch of round planets that people can see with their eyes, that just wouldn't make any sense. Okay? Other people are running around and they are constantly and aggressively screaming things like, for example, Martin Luther King Jr. was a communist. All right? When you can easily look up dozens and dozens of his speeches in which he was directly, or interviews in which he was directly asked what he thought about communism, and he tells you directly that he is not a communist. He didn't believe that any communists had infiltrated the civil rights movement, and he talks about communism as a political system and how he would not want to live under it. So these things are easily disproven, but there are people who stand on that conviction even though it's completely wrong. So I am not talking about the courage to be stupid, or the courage to keep repeating a lie, or the courage to be rude and asinine and tearing down our ancestors, our icons. And by the way, I do want to point out, no other group of people in the world, that's the world, the entire world, the entire globe, have so many icons that the world looks to for courage, for moral direction, for direction on how to improve their own conditions. No other people in the entire world. So when my faith in Jesus Christ is being shaken, that's one thing that I hang this little fingernail. Where is it? This little fingernail, really, it's this one. It's my little finger, guys. Okay, it's my little finger. This little tiny fingernail on. I try to hang it on that, on realizations like that. So when I say having the courage of your convictions, I'm saying that if you believe something and there's enough credible evidence for you or to believe that thing, or you have an opinion of something and it's enough credible evidence, integrity in your position, then you have the courage to maintain that belief, maintain that opinion, despite what other people are saying. Okay? That's what it means. And you don't necessarily have to share this opinion. You don't have to share this position. Sometimes it's not wise to do so. But you are not easily dissuaded from the things that you believe. And so the first lesson I want to share with you at 60 is that 60 means I don't give a damn. And in particular, it means I have the courage of my convictions. Now, that is something that is sorely missing today. People have neither courage nor conviction. They can be easily blown with the wind. And the Bible does talk about this in the end days, how easily people will be running from one thing to the next as long as it scratches their itching ears, as long as it's telling them that what they're doing is okay, as long as it's telling them that they're in no kind of danger. They're going to run to whatever that is, be it the man who married his horse, be it the woman who married the tree, be it the people who married the women, or the celebrity who married herself, be it the people who have convinced themselves that children are able to make certain decisions about their bodies or to be engaged in adult activities, willing partners in adult activities. These people are easily blown with the wind, okay? Unfortunately, we have become a people that has plugged into that, and we are blown with the wind because there are certain values that we held deeply until about 20 years ago. And then we started to move from the courage of our convictions. But this is an age in which people have neither courage nor conviction. Most people are on the internet because they want to be liked and they need somebody's approval. I'm not on the internet because I want to be liked or because I need someone's approval or even because I want attention. I'm doing these videos because I do believe in hell. I do believe I'm going to stand before God. And I do believe that I have wasted enough time not fulfilling what He has in mind for me. And I can't afford to waste really another second, though I'm going to, but I can't afford to waste any more time or another second. I must get everything done that I feel that I am supposed to do. Ideally, I'd like to just be at home and taking care of my animals, and really that's it. You know, reading some books and things like that, but I have work to do and I've got to get it done. So lesson number 1, and this is part 2 of that video, 60 means I don't give a damn. As in, I have the courage of my convictions, and I strongly encourage you to develop the courage of your convictions. See you in the next video.